Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is April 7th, 2024, and things are heating up ahead of the quarterfinal clash against PSG as the Parisian side fans were heard hurling insults at our beloved club. Also, I'm going to tell you about the 7 players that could possibly miss the second leg of the Champions League quarterfinals. And finally, I'm going to tell you about another La Masia exciting talent who's considered one of the most promising players currently in the academy. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps the channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag. And if you are looking to place any sports bet, make sure you hit the Bet Us. You get a special offer and discount if you use my links, which both of them are down below in the description. Now, I'll begin with the news that things are heating up ahead of that quarterfinal clash in the Champions League between Barcelona and PSG, which is set to be played on Wednesday, April 10th. As today, PSG fans were heard chanting F Barca in the match between PSG and Clermont, where the Parisian side ended up drawing 1-1. Well, not only that, but the PSG Ultras released a statement today ahead of that quarterfinal clash where they said, "On Wednesday, our team will face FC Barcelona. For us, the match started from the final whistle against Clermont yesterday. Our role will be essential and we demand total and collective mobilization from everyone. Let's turn up to the stadium early, wear the red and blue shirt, and make our opponents tremble as soon as they enter the pitch to warm up. This despicable Barcelona, so often favored by referees, must feel in more than hostile territory. It is our duty to make the park a terrifying fortress for the opponent, and with the determination of our team, let's make it impregnable." So things are heating up ahead of Wednesday's match as PSG fans are preparing themselves to make their stadium an incredibly hostile place for FC Barcelona on Wednesday, where hopefully Barcelona will be able to beat the Parisian side in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Now, I have to say, PSG and their fans continue to show us all time and time again that they definitely have an inferiority complex when it comes to Barcelona, where they're constantly thinking about Barcelona, talking about Barcelona, criticizing Barcelona, insulting Barcelona. And well, I kind of understand their position, because if I was a PSG fan, if I was a fan of a club that has absolutely no history or any big accomplishments, I too would have an inferiority complex, because after all, it must be very difficult to be a fan of a total circus. And speaking of that match against PSG, it's reported that Joao Felix is right now training incredibly hard and is being extra motivated because he wants to regain his spot on the left wing, which has been recently occupied by Rafinha. Now, Joao Felix is someone that I've criticized a lot in this channel because I think he's an incredibly talented player, one of the most talented players in the world. But unfortunately, he has shown us that he does not have a good work ethic, where he kind of picks and chooses what matches he wants to play hard in, and the rest of them, he kind of just acts like he's doing everyone a favor. But reports are stating that Joao Felix has been incredibly motivated as of late. He's been training super hard because he wants to regain his spot on the left flank against PSG in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, a position that he has lost to Rafinha, who has been occupying that position in the last few matches. Now, on one hand, I do think this is good news, because I do like to hear that Joao Felix is putting in the work, that he wants to work hard, that he's motivated. All players should be. That only makes the team better and better. But at the same time, I would hate to see Joao Felix then go back to his old self after the PSG matches. I would really wish that he would continue working hard all throughout the season, no matter who the opponent is, whether it's, Real Madrid or whether it's Alaves. That's how Barcelona players should operate. They should always be motivated, train hard, work hard, no matter what the opponent is, no matter what competition is. So we'll see whether this is a temporary thing for Joao Felix or whether he will continue working hard for the remainder of the season. And speaking of Joao Felix, there are 7 players who are at risk of missing the second leg of the Champions League against PSG if they receive a yellow card on Wednesday. And these are not some random players. These are incredibly important players, including Ronald Araujo, Andreas Christensen, Joao Felix, Ferran Torres, Sergio Roberto, Frankie de Jong, and Lamine Yamal. Now, these 7 players have all received 2 yellow cards throughout the Champions League. And the rules in Europe is that if you get 3, you get suspended for a match. Kind of like in La Liga, it's actually 5. In Europe, it's 3. So if any of these players receive a yellow card during the first leg of the quarterfinals, they will miss the second leg due to suspension. So Barcelona players are going to be extra careful. They have to be extra careful, because if we end up missing someone like Araujo, Frankie, or even Lamine, it's going to be a big blow to Barcelona. So please, guys, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, please be extra careful on Wednesday. Now on to the news that there is another young player in La Masia who's a very exciting talent and who's currently being considered one of the most promising young players to come out of the Barcelona Academy. Now, I initially talked to you in a previous video about Gil Fernandez, the 15-year-old midfielder who's currently being considered as the most exciting talent to come out of La Masia after Lamine Yamal. And in fact, he broke Lamine Yamal's record when he became the youngest player to start for Barca Athletic. Well, now there's another player who's also considered one of the most exciting talents in La Masia, and it's no other than Gil Fernandez's cousin, whose name is Tony Fernandez. Now, Tony Fernandez is a 15-year-old attacker. He is a center forward by specialty, but can also play in other positions. And he has been creating waves not only in the academy, but also on the international level with Spain's under 15, under 16, and under 17 squads. And so far, Barcelona coaches consider that he's one of the most talented players in La Masia and one of the most exciting players to come out of La Masia. He hasn't yet debuted with Barca Athletic because there's hefty competition in that position in Barca Athletic, with both Pau Victor and Margu competing for that position. But Tony Fernandez is definitely someone to look out for. And a curious thing about Tony Fernandez, the reason he has the same last name as his cousin Gil Fernandez is because both of the players' fathers are brothers, and also both of their mothers are sisters. So that's a pretty cool story where 2 brothers and 2 sisters married each other and gave birth to 2 incredibly talented players who have come up together in the footballing world. They're both the same age and they occupy different positions, but nonetheless 2 exciting players to look out for in the future. And speaking of Barca Athletic, I do have bad news because today Rafa Marquez's men dropped points when they drew 1-1 against Arenteiro. And this is bad news because Barca Athletic were in second place, only 1 point behind Deportivo La Coruña in their group. Of course, if you finish first, you do automatically qualify to the second division or get promoted to the second division. But with today's draw, Rafa Marquez's men remain in second position, but now they are 3 points behind for first place Deportivo La Coruña, which is of course not great news. But nonetheless, there are 7 matches left in the season, so there's still some time for Rafa Marquez's men to try to beat Deportivo La Coruña to that first place, because again, if they finish first, they're automatically get promoted to the second division. If not, they will have to play some playoff matches to see whether they can qualify or get promoted to the second division, which of course will be a great achievement for Rafa Marquez's men. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.